and I salute you for that. Back to the, what are some differences? Well, I've described, for instance, with regards to military policy. I do not think the President's administration is an arrogant, bunker mentality administration. I believe this President has done everything he could do to keep us safe. Does a President make mistakes? Of course. Will I make mistakes? Of course. But the last thing you're going to hear me say is that the President of the United States, George W. Bush, is a person who is arrogant with a bunker mentality. That's simply wrong, and not something I would ever do. Let's turn to other areas like this one, immigration. When I was governor, a bill came to my desk. The legislature passed it, the liberals liked it, and it said that the illegal aliens in our state should get a tuition break. They should get lower tuition charges than citizens from other states should get. And I vetoed that. I said, no way are we going to give illegals tuition breaks to go to our university. You don't want to create a greater magnet for people to come here illegally. Now, Governor Huckabee, when he was governor, fought in favor of a tuition break for illegal aliens and taxpayer-funded scholarships for illegal aliens. So we have a very different view on that aspect. On spending, when I was governor, I tried to hold down spending. My first year, I actually reduced spending. I don't know that that ever happens anywhere. I'm not just talking about slowing the rate of growth. I actually brought it down from the year before. And overall, during my 4 years, it grew, according to the Club for Growth, at 2.2% a year. Governor Huckabee took his budget from $6.7 billion when he came in to $16 billion, an increase, well, of over 100%, almost 150%. So a very different perspective on how you spend money. And of course, he raised taxes as well. Now, he lowered some taxes, but he raised taxes, and net, he increased taxes by $500 million. I don't like raising taxes. And so we have a very different view on spending and taxes. There's another area of some difference, and that relates to crime. And this is, this is a difference in philosophy. You, as a governor, it's a very unusual thing that happens. I was only in office maybe a couple of months when my chief of staff came in and said, with a whole stack of manila folders, she said, these are requests for pardon. These are convicted criminals who want you to pardon them and let them out of jail. And sometimes there were commutations of sentences or pardons for people who were already out of jail but wanted their record clean. If you pardoned them, their record was clean. And I said, I can't understand why you'd pardon someone who'd been duly convicted by a jury of their peers and let them out of jail. I can't, and then we talked about it and realized, well, there might be some circumstance where perhaps new evidence, DNA evidence, proved that someone was innocent. That would certainly be a reason. Another reason would be if there had been a prosecutor who had misused his authority or a judge that had done something wrong. So you'd always have to keep your eyes open. But after 4 years in office, with all these pardon requests coming through, the number of pardons I gave out was 0. I felt that people who'd been convicted ought to stay in jail to the end of their term, as directed by the judge and by the jury. Now, in Governor Huckabee's case, he granted 1,033 pardons, including 12 to murderers. I find that a very different philosophy. So we have different views on some important issues, and I consider myself more conservative on those issues. Now, there's some places we stand together. First of all, we're great friends.